Speaking of which, Magic Mitch Marner. I know I gave this guy a lot of heat in October, man. He has been spectacular. And I think specifically watching the game last night, it seemed like every shift he was on, the puck was on his stick. And you can tell he's using with confidence when he's doing the spinorama plays and like the passes he's making. Like this guy is so dialed in right now, Rosie.
Yeah, he totally is. You can tell by his interviews and stuff. He's just oozing
Yeah.
confidence right now, and he's just oozing skill and oozing confidence, and that's a combination to do some damage, right? And the thing I like about it is that he's not trying to find that stuff by doing out of the ordinary stuff. Everything he's doing is with the grain. It's not against the grain. He's not pulling some
Yeah.
weird spin around move where you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Get that to the net or drive the net, or someone was driving and pulling that demon and you pull that shit out and making turnovers and then hanging your head and starting the back check kind of half-heartedly. It's like, dude, that doesn't fly. And he's done that stuff in the past, but you got to give him credit. He's a hell of a lot better hockey player than I've ever dreamed of being. So what's going on in
Mhm.
his head, I can't totally know. But at the beginning of the season, you're trying to find that stuff. He calls it buzzing. I like to buzz out there. I like to buzz. He's trying to buzz and get things going. And if that means a couple turnovers in October while he's trying to find his game in order to elevate it to this level right here, so be it. But there's no doubt he's buzzing. He's not doing the stuff that, like I said, against the grain stuff that's causing turnovers and affecting his team negatively. It's just obviously all positive with the way he's running this streak right now. And we'll see if he can actually tie the boys at the top of that record with the point streak there with Daryl Sittler and Eddie Olchuk. But I can tell that in this market, that's one of those things he gets asked about it every bloody day. Last night he's like, you just won't drop this, will you? Like, of course they're not going to drop it. You're one game away now. Is going to be the focus. And I just hope he doesn't change anything and try too hard, because it's something that would be nice if he did, and then he can stop worrying about it and start focusing on the team rather than the individual shit that really doesn't matter.
It really would be the cherry on top to just a magnificent November, right? With the final game being against the San Jose Sharks. I think they're looking to avenge that ugly loss earlier in the season in that terrible October. And Marner, again, is trying to tie the record. And this is history, man. Like, it really, really is incredible, especially you look at those two names and then you look at Marner and what he's put together, a lifelong Leaf fan, grew up a Leafs fan. And now with the opportunity to tie those two big boys, it really, really is something special. And no doubt that's going to be the storyline going into the game tomorrow night. But I think to your point, Rosie, it's more so how he's doing it. Like, weirdly enough, I still think Marner has like another level to get to, but you can tell game after game after game, he's getting more and more confidence. And the great thing about this, and this having played the game, when a player is buzzing or whatever he likes to call it like this, I think it's contagious. And that's why I think he's as big of a piece and reason as to why this team has really, really found a hot streak here in November.
Yeah, for sure. And like you say, you think he's got another level. It's kind of
Yeah.
crazy to say, but like we've seen this team play where like one of those guys, like especially Matthews and Marner, they can take over a game where they have a 3-point night and they score, set up the two big goals that just separates the win from the loss, and they won the game single-handedly, and they're just that flashy and that good. And they have not been winning that way. It's been this, everyone's chipping in. It's been, well, we
Yeah.
kept the puck out of our net at key times. We killed that huge penalty. We scored on the power play by, a good entry. And, we set it up and we stayed patient, and you're executing plays and you're working together. It's like these actual team wins. It's not just these flash in a pan. Well, this absolute star NHLer just took over tonight and won us a game. Great. But that's just not the stuff you want to rely on. And it's not that. And like you say, I think especially those two big boys definitely have more to give. And if they do, I mean, even better, because what they're giving right now is definitely getting the job done. So, credit to that.
If they do, watch out. That's the key point. A complete is another word I would use with sort of the efforts the last little while, especially when you like gauge the barometer and you look back at October and you look at some of those games, you're like, holy fuck, what was going on? It's like night and day, but certainly feeling good about this team.